Welcome back to the Jenks and Lammer podcast. Got a good episode for you guys today. Quick one. We're going to be talking about the Miami Heat. Game 3 is tonight. Predictions, how I'm feeling about them being tied 1-1, about to go up 2-1. And then at the Madden cover athlete was announced. We'll be breaking down that. And then Jenks has to talk about his Saints.
There's big news, John. Big news for the
Whatever.
Saints. It's might be league breaking this year. It's why we got to talk about it. So,
all right,
we'll get into it.
Welcome to the Jenks and the Hammer podcast, bringing you the latest NFL news and insights from the perspectives of two die-hard fans. So sit back, relax, and get ready for some football talk with Jenks and the Hammer.
Hey, here we go.
All right, guys, jumping right into it with our first segment. We're going to talk about the finals with the Heat versus the Denver Nuggets. Huge game tonight. The Heat came out and they tied it up 2 nights ago, I believe. No one really expected them to win. The Miami Heat are huge underdogs. Like everyone in the league knows it. And the Nuggets are pretty much like when they've played through the playoffs, this whole playoffs, they've been a super team. They've been crushing everyone single-handedly. Like they've just been dealing with everyone they've had to play. And the Heat are looking to stifle that. Like the Heat are doing well. John, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, the Heat won game 2. They won in Denver. The Nuggets have not lost at home the entire postseason, so that's a pretty big win. To do that, the way they did it too, they started off hot, then they got cold. In the second quarter, they were down 16 at some point, but to rally back and get a win is just big time. And I think a big part of it is just the guys are stepping up, off the bench too, all these undrafted guys. But Kevin Love starting last game was so big. He did so many things that just don't show up on the stat sheet. Just the passing, the rebounding, the 3-point, shooter he is, that where if he gets hot, he can get hot. He's going to draw, Jokic, outside to get him at the 3-point line, which is going to, create lane into the paint. And big time win. And we got to go get one tonight and defend the home court.
Yeah, and I think the most intriguing thing about this finals is a lot of people are saying this is like the most boring NBA finals in a long time, just because of game 1. And then, but I disagree because this is a David versus Goliath sort of battle for the NBA. Like this is a huge game changer for the NBA in the future and in all the NBA finals in the future, because this is an 8 seed that wasn't supposed to be there. They had to go through the play-in games. They've beaten some of the best teams in the league. They beat the number 1 seed. Like they weren't supposed to get to this point, and now they're playing one of the best teams in the league, if not probably the best team in the league, skill-wise and roster-wise. And they're doing this as the 8 seed with Jimmy Butler and then a whole bunch of undrafted free agents. So I think this is awesome for the league to see, and we're witnessing greatness in Jimmy Butler's playoff performance.
Yeah, I don't get why either. I think as a fan, you just ask for the 2 best teams to play, right? You asked for the 2 best teams, the 2 hottest teams to play in the finals, and that's what we have. The Nuggets have been hot the whole postseason. Miami got hot, and it's just they're playing good basketball, and it's I don't understand. I get they don't have the superstars that everyone wants to see, I guess, you know what I mean? But they're a good basketball team. They're there for a reason, you know what I mean? So watch what they can do, because they're gonna put on a show, which they did. They stole one in Denver. Now we're in Miami for 2 games.
Yeah, and with every single game that is played, all of these games, each game's going to get closer and closer in score because they're making adjustments every single game. So it's only going to get better. And I think the closer games are the ones that are more appealing. I don't want a blowout. Like all these people are looking for high-scoring games or blowouts or anything like that, and that's not what I want. When I'm looking at an NBA Finals, I want a game that's going to be close and actually is entertaining right to the final second. So I think that's where we're going to get the next couple games. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and the first game too, a lot of people that was big, oh my God, this isn't even going to be a series. Denver's too, so much better. They're really not. They won by 11 points. We shot 2 free throws that game, and 2 of our starters, Max Strus and Caleb Martin, came out for 3 points. So that happened. But you saw game 1. Game 2, it was a close back and forth game. Miami started hot, then Denver came back, then it was back and forth. And I think, that, like you said, that's what we're going to be getting these next couple of games. till
Yeah,
the series ends.
and another thing, we talked about it in our last episode, and we made a short about it and everything like that. Uh, if Jimmy Butler comes out and wins this finals, his impact as a Heat player, in my opinion, and possibly John's opinion, I don't know, but I think he has a higher impact than LeBron James in this situation because LeBron James went in and he was expected to win those games because he had a great team around him. He was the best player, one of the best players in the league, if not the best, his whole career. It was expected of him to go to finals. No one expected Jimmy Butler to be here. No one expected the Heat to be here. And they're proving everyone wrong every single game that they win. So,
Yeah, well, I mean, you put the short out, got a lot of hate. Okay. Yeah, but as a Heat fan watching them, I believe Jimmy Butler. I mean, if he wins this finals too, he's got the bigger impact than LeBron. LeBron has always been the number one guy, right? Ever since he was in high school, right? Didn't even go to college, high school right to the NBA. He's expected to win. He's expected to win MVPs. He did that in Miami, and he was expected to do that. And he had a really good, not, I want to say a really good team around him, but hey, he had 3 Hall of Fame players with him, right? He had
yeah.
Bosh, he had Wade, and then he had Ray Allen for 2 years, right? So it's just like Jimmy Butler's like, he didn't have the same path to the NBA like LeBron did, right? He
Yeah.
was drafted late first round, didn't really start playing till 3-4 years into the league. Then he started to come on, become a star, bounced around a couple teams, and yeah, here he is.
Yeah.
Leading teams to the finals. Teams with kind of unproven players, undrafted players, and yeah, I mean he's been with the Heat 4 years, 3 conference finals appearances, 2 finals appearances.
And it's a hell of a story because I know Jimmy Butler was homeless at some point in his life, and
Yep.
he went through so much shit to get to this point in his career that it's amazing what we're watching, and I look forward to him possibly winning this finals.
Yeah, it's electric.
John, you want to hop into the Madden segment? You want to take over?
Yeah. All right, Madden 24, the game that it's the same game every year, but new.
But
cover.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it, John.
Of course,
both of us are gonna get it.
New cover athlete, but you know what? They made some changes this year. If you watch the trailer, I think it's gonna be a better game. They made a lot of changes to the franchise, which for me, that's like my favorite part. I love the franchise. They made a lot of changes there, and yeah, the Madden 24 cover athlete is Josh Allen, not in the Jaguars, the Bills, the QB, that guy. Yeah,
Not the
he's
other one.
he's the Madden cover athlete, and I don't know. How do you feel about it? I don't like it. Not that I don't like it. I like Allen, but like, just doesn't really make sense. Didn't really have like the best year. I don't know.
I think
Still like a young play. I don't know. Just like
I think it's like a good year for Josh Allen, to be honest. I mean, because he's had these constant regular season performances. He hasn't had the MVP season like we've seen these last couple guys, but he's had great seasons statistically every single year. And I think if he's able to break the Madden curse this upcoming season after being on the cover, I think he'll live up to the hype of being on the cover. And I think this guy, I think it's more about Bills Mafia than Josh Allen himself being on this cover. Like, it's the Bills fans that came together and became one of the biggest fan bases in the NFL over the last few years that promote
the picture of him is like him in the crowd with the fans. So I mean that's a nice touch. And yeah, I get that. I'm just like I'm sick of it being a QB. Like
they need to start.
I don't know why it was Allen. He didn't have the best year. I get Mahomes. They won the Super Bowl. He was already the cover. Would you make Kelsey it maybe? Do you want to make it Hurts? I don't know.
Yeah, they need to start going back to other positions. Like
I saw Justin Jefferson a lot. Like he could be it.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson would have made sense. And they've gone back to the whole quarterback thing. Like they've been doing that the last few years. And I think skill players deserve a shot to be on it. One thing I will say, you mentioned the trailer. I swear to God, if anyone does the Patrick Mahomes diving animation throw on me in a game, sick. I'm leaving. Yeah. I'm turning off my Xbox and I'm going upstairs. Yeah. I'm not.
I'll probably hit like 5.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll probably hit 5 of them. I always beat Jenks. He
gets away with the luckiest stuff every single game. It's actually.
I kill you.
It's insane. John will have a. So we had a franchise where we were just playing. We were like 2 years down the road, or a year down the road. We did a draft. John got Zach Charbonnet, and it was just a someone generated this roster. Someone put in all the stats and everything. Zach Charbonnet hurdled two guys on one play and trucked two guys on one play, all in the same play, as like a 70 overall, 73 overall, and I was like, what the hell is going on? And that's just the luck that John gets whenever we
It's
play
not the
Madden.
luck.
So
It's the practice. It's the
that's
work I
the
put
luck.
in. That's what I'm the coach, right? That's what we drill. I don't
You
know why
know,
it's that funny.
one thing I'll say is that franchise mode, they've been struggling so hard. If they could
Yeah.
do
You know
anything
what?
like 2K,
I saw that they're gonna do to bring him back in like an old mode that people have wanted since like 2012. It's like superstar mode. I hear that's coming back. I don't even know what it is really, but like a lot of people are happy that it's back. I saw that when making a trade that you could put in like there's gonna be more trade slots, so you could trade more and get more
yeah,
back.
that'll help.
So that's cool. And I'm forgetting. There's
I
like
mean,
mini games and franchise now. They added some good stuff, so it's exciting.
they just need to start building up to what like 2K is on franchise. Like NBA
Yeah.
2K has had the perfect model for franchise. Like everyone's
Yep.
playing franchise on there. You can do whatever the hell you want with your team. You can relocate. You can change their jerseys. You
Oh
can
yeah, that's another
make
one
the team
too.
your own.
I think they want to do like relocation. They have relocation, but they're
Yeah, you
doing like
gotta.
create your own team. Like it's not just
Yeah,
the teams that you can like that are on like you can make like the New Jersey, whatever. So
yeah.
that's pretty cool.
I think Madden gets review bombed every single year. It's like 1 star, maybe 1.5, 2 stars, and
Yeah.
it's simply because of these reasons. Like they don't have franchise. They don't have a good franchise mode. It's the same thing every single year. So if they finally switch it up this year, Madden's going to be in for a good treat with the fans.
Yeah, definitely. And I can't wait for the Madden overalls to come out and we can talk about them. How many Saints are not in the top 10 for position groups and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see the upcoming season as all their stats go up, all
One
their
thing.
overalls go
Yeah.
boosting up throughout the season.
Yeah. Would you put Aaron Rodgers in a Jets uniform on the cover?
No,
Can you
maybe
believe,
if
can you believe that though? Aaron has never been on the cover.
who
All
has been
those
on the
all
cover?
those years he won the Super Bowl. He won 4 MVPs, never on the cover.
You know who has been on the cover?
Yeah, Drew Brees.
Hell yeah.
Who's never
And
won MVP? Drew Brees.
you should have multiple times. But you know what? I mean, I think Aaron Rodgers should have been on the cover. But Aaron Rodgers, this upcoming season, if he goes out and wins, he'd have to win the Super Bowl to be on the cover this year. He'd have to.
But it's just like, yeah, but it's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know. Maybe he got offered and turned it down. Like, think about it. I think that year that Mahomes and Brady were on the cover, I think he won MVP that year. And it's like Brady's already been the cover, like Madden 17, Madden 18, and like Aaron didn't get. I don't know. I feel like he would have to turn it down or something.
It was purely because he was on the Bucks that year and they switched it and they wanted Tom Brady and the Bucks fans to go crazy. They know that Brady has like the most fans in the NFL. Like all the Brady
and Aaron's probably the
followers
most
are always
hated.
gonna. Yeah, they're not gonna give it to a guy that like
Yeah.
isn't gonna get any sales
Whack.
or isn't gonna be instantly famous off the cover. So I think that's why he wasn't on there. But yeah, stats wise and impact wise on the game, he should have been on the cover for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
And then next segment. So this is something that I've been getting a lot of hate for in our fantasy football group chat. John, you're in a group chat with like 20 other guys. We have a fantasy league, and this is a subject that I think if this group can stay healthy, it's going to be huge for the league, and it's going to take over the league. But the Saints, our wide receivers trio of Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, and Michael Thomas, no order of who's the best, because right now Michael Thomas is technically the best, but Chris Olave is also the best because Michael Thomas isn't healthy. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on there. But if all three of them are healthy, I think we're looking at a top 3 wide receiver trio in the NFL this upcoming season. And you want to know? And here's the thing: Rashid
That is the
Shaheed.
dumbest thing of all time.
No, Rashid Shaheed's gonna blow the doors off every single defense that he goes against because no one's gonna cover him speed wise. Michael Thomas is just unguardable when he's healthy. He showed it week 1 last season when
When's he
AJ
healthy?
Terrell.
When's he healthy?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. If I'm praying to
That
God
is
he's
the whole
healthy.
thing.
I'm praying to God, man. It's been rough. It's been rough being a Saints fan.
That's the dumbest
it's-
take of all time.
No,
That
I'm
is the
saying
dumbest take of all
if
time.
all 3 stay healthy this season, they're gonna be a top 3 trio in the league.
Maybe top 10.
This season, if they're all healthy, it's gonna be a
Maybe
top
top
3 trio,
10.
100%. Because
No.
I'm telling you, if they're
Hold on.
healthy, I'm not saying based off of like right now they are a top 3. If they stay healthy, they will be a top 3 throughout the season because no
Okay.
one's gonna be
No.
able to guard them.
No. No.
I can tell you
First off-
100% they will be.
First off, they got Derek Carr throwing the football, who got benched
It
playing
was
with
good.
Devontae Adams.
I'm
Right?
not
He got
going into
benched.
this
He
debate
was
with
playing
you.
with Devontae Adams.
Not
He got
doing it.
benched. Hold on. You're talking about who's the third guy? He's a practice squad guy. I've never heard of him
Rashid
before.
Shaheed is not a practice squad guy.
I've never heard of him.
Okay, he's
What was
burned
his
every
stats
single
last year?
number.
200 yards? What was his stats? 200
About
yards?
500 on 30 receptions, so pretty damn good.
500? It was not 500.
It was 488 yards on about like 34 catches, something like that.
All right, well, he
That's
sucks.
damn good numbers. He doesn't
He
suck. He
sucks.
played
He
half the
does.
season last year because
Well,
he
you
was
know
hurt
what?
at the start of the year, and then he came in, adjusted to the lineup, adjusted to the playbook, everything like that. And his first 2 plays, might I mention, were touchdowns. First 2 plays in the NFL.
Against who? Against
50
who?
yard- One of them was against the Bengals on an end around. He broke Jesse Bates' ankles. He just made him look silly. This guy's a stud. Next year he's going to ball out even more because he's going to have Chris Olave and Michael Thomas taking off the number 1 and 2 corners off of him. So I'm just saying it's going to be deadly. And I think the Saints have one of the best receiving corps in general in the NFL.
Hell no.
It's one of the deepest receiving groups in the NFL. You can't
It's
even
not deep. It's
you
not
can't
deep.
deny
Dude.
it.
It's not deep.
How?
It's not deep.
Those 3 alone make it one of the deepest groups because a lot of teams don't even have a third that's solid.
You're talking about 2 guys
At
right
four.
now.
I'm talking about 3.
2.
I'm talking about Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, and Rashid Shaheed.
Who's Michael Thomas?
Michael Thomas is a top 5 receiver.
I haven't
in the
heard
league
of
when
him
he's
since
healthy.
2019.
He's going to be healthy this year. It's going to
Who's the
happen.
next
He's going to have
guy?
a breakthrough.
He's
gonna have a
not.
breakthrough.
He's not.
Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed. Then I could put a few guys here. We got A.T. Perry, who we just drafted. I'm not going to say Traquan Smith because Traquan Smith's, he's kind of iffy. He's mainly just a blocker. Who else we got? We got James Washington now. We just picked him up.
Sucks.
Brian Edwards now. We just picked up.
There's a reason that those guys you just picked them up.
And-
There's a reason why they weren't on a team because they suck.
There's rumors. I'm just going to put this out there. We might be getting Hunter
Hopkins.
Renfro soon. Hopkins is in the discussion. I don't really see that happening. But
why does anyone want to go to New Orleans?
Because it's one of the best teams in the NFC.
It's not.
How is it not?
It's not.
Already top 5. It's already a top 5 defense in the
It's
NFC.
not.
Let's
It's
get that out of
not.
the way. Top 5 defense.
Defense.
And then offense-wise, who has a better running back core, receiver core, and quarterback, and tight ends? And the O-line's pretty damn good too.
I could think of a couple teams that have better receiver rooms, better running back rooms.
NFC. And the NFC,
better
who is
QB.
better? Other than the Eagles, maybe the 49ers, who has a better receiver room?
49
Giants don't.
Then
I said the
then you
49ers
guys?
and the Eagles.
Then you guys?
Yeah.
Who's got a better receiver room?
And the NFC.
49ers, Eagles, Seahawks,
Seahawks, yeah, I could see that. So that's 3.
Cowboys.
The top 5.
Cowboys.
No.
Yes.
No,
Commanders are up
Brandon
there.
Cooks and
Commanders
CD,
are up there. Commanders.
I don't think it will be. I'm saying
Lions.
if all 3 are healthy, they're
Bears.
better than those.
Bears.
No.
What do you mean no? DJ Moore, Claypool.
And here's the other
Who's the
thing.
other
Here's the other
guy?
thing.
We
We're
got another
talking
good one.
DJ Moore, Claypool, and I'm blanking on the third guy. But here's the thing. They also have garbage quarterbacks thrown to them. Derek Carr's better than
So
half
do
those
you.
quarterbacks.
So do you.
Derek Carr's not a garbage quarterback. He
He's
had
gotta
one
prove
bad
it.
year.
He's gotta
He had
prove
one.
it.
He
had
proved
one
it when
bad
he
year-
threw for 4,800 touchdowns or 4,800
He had
yards
one-
2 years ago.
His bad year came with the most talent around him. That's not good.
And the worst coach he's had his whole career. So
And
I'm
who's
not
your
gonna put it
coach?
past
Who's
him.
your coach that's going to lift him up? Dennis Allen? He sucks.
He won.
He's seven
for 10.
win season away from getting canned.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna win this year because he has one of the best teams in the damn league, and
Yeah,
he's
and
been.
he's in the shittiest
The
division.
team started forming around him last year. You see it towards the end of the year. We beat the Eagles without Jalen Hurts, but we almost shut him out.
Without
We should've
Jalen
shut him out.
Hurts. Without Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, but the defense couldn't stop us.
Without
And
Jalen
their
Hurts.
defense was the best thing about the team last year.
That's
And we
not-
didn't have a quarterback, and we
that's not
still were
true.
able to score him.
They were
And
the-
Rashid
they were-
Shaheed, I
They were a
think,
complete team.
if I
complete
remember,
team.
Rashid Shaheed burnt the Eagles' corners a couple times last year. So I'm not going to put it past anyone. You can hate all you want. The Saints are going to be a team to look out for in NFC. Receiver-wise, quarterback-wise, just offense in general. They're going to be a team to look out for if they are all healthy. We're going to say it again. If they're all healthy.
Big if. We're talking about one of the most
I think it's-
injury-prone teams in the league, right?
I think it's an if with every team.
Right?
Yeah, but I think it's an if with every team. And I'm going to say it right now. I think I think that they're going to be able to do it, and I think that they should be able to prove it this season, and I think Dennis Allen's going to really gather around the horses this year and turn the team around.
And losing the wild card. All right, that's going to do it for the Jenks and Hammer podcast. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at Jenks Hammer Pod. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube at Jenks Hammer Podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We will see you guys next week after the Heat are up 3-1.
It should be Monday. We've been late a couple times, guys.
Should be Monday.
I just joined corporate life in America and Florida. John's been busy with coaching, training, all this kind of stuff.
We're busy guys. We're growing up a little bit, so you know.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys next week.
Sounds good. All right. Peace. Let's go, Miami.
Thank you for tuning in to the Jenks and the Hammer podcast. Remember to leave a review and follow all of our social media pages at Jenks Hammer Pod for more content. Until next time, who dat and go Pack Go!